with Lisa
And Joanne.
and it is finally spring.
Yes, or supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
It's pretty cold today.
It's pretty nippy.
Yeah.
But Easter is right around the corner.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And so today we decided to do what's called a scripture cake for Easter.
Okay, here's just a little bit of history on the scripture cake. We thought it would be fun. But the scripture cake has also been called the Bible cake, Old Testament cake, the Or and Anchor scripture cake. It was popular in the late 19th century, especially in southern Appalachian mountains. It was a means to teach the young girls how to cook and also to learning about scripture, about Bible verses. One of the earliest recipes dates back to around 1897, but then there's other researchers that has found references to this cake in the late 1700s in England and Ireland. Another research claimed that it was a favorite cake of Dolly Madison, the wife of the President James Madison. So
Well, that's cool.
It is. That's kind of a neat history. So we're going to follow these scriptures and make a cake.
There we go. I think as we put the ingredient in the bowl, we're going to read off the scripture that's pertaining to that ingredient.
Okay, and I will try to keep up on your phone.
Let's try to get back to
Okay.
the beginning here. Actually, I need to find the one.
Yeah, so we start with Judges 5:25.
I need to go back and look at Judges. See, now they're all out of order from how I saved them.
Oh no! Oh no!
Because of how because of the order we have to make the cake in, I don't have the scriptures in
that's
order
true.
anymore.
Okay, well,
And you said Judges what?
5:25.
Judges 5:25. Here it is.
Okay, so the first ingredient, and maybe you guess before
Yeah.
we put it in. So we'll learn together here. So Judges 5:25 is he asked water, and she gave him milk. She brought forth butter in a lordly dish. I wonder what a lordly dish is.
I don't know.
So we'll have to Google that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds of something of importance though.
Yes, it does. So we have 1 cup
1 cup of butter.
of Judges 5:25.
Yep. That's gonna go in the mixer bowl.
So beat the butter first.
And it's softened, by the way.
Oh yes.
We got room temperature butter.
Okay.
What's next, Joanne?
Well, we need to beat that butter first, and then add the others.
All right.
Okay. So we're gonna beat Judges 5:25.
Oh, and if you haven't noticed from previous videos, Joanne has gone back to her old mixer.
Yes, my beautiful mixer that I had. Well, it just didn't want to work right.
It bit her.
Yeah, I about took my finger off. I think the design of it.
Yeah.
And it didn't want to work right. So I went back to my old KitchenAid. As beautiful as that one was. I kept the bowl. Like that bowl, glass bowl.
Yeah.
It's too bad it doesn't fit on here.
Yeah. We need a spatula.
Oh, yes, I did not get you a spatula other than this little bitty one. Okay. Spatula. Okay, there you go. And let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, so our next ingredient is based on Jeremiah 6:20. To what purpose cometh there to me incense from Sheba, and the sweet cane from a far country. Your burnt offerings are not acceptable, nor your sacrifices sweet unto me.
Can you guess what ingredient that is?
Sweet cane.
Let's say sugar.
So there's 2 cups of granulated sugar, or Jeremiah 6:20.
And we do the honey now too?
Oh, you spoiled it. Honey is 1 Samuel 14. Let's see if I can find this. 1 Samuel 14.
Oops.
25. And it's hard to read King James. And all they of
the land.
the land came to a wood, and there was honey upon the ground.
There we
So
go.
man, that's a tongue twister.
Oh, yeah. That's why
It's like not. It's doesn't.
for the scripture cake, you do need to go to the King James
King
version.
James,
I discovered, because I normally read the New Living Translation because it's easier for me to understand.
Yes,
But it wasn't translating well for this cake.
So King
Some of it did.
James.
Some of it did.
King James for the cake.
So. There's the
Okay.
honey.
All right. So you're gonna be Judges, Jeremiah, and 1 Samuel.
Alrighty.
And then I'll give you a little heads up for the next ingredient is Jeremiah 17:11. Let's see here. There we go. Nope, Jeremiah. Oh,
That's Nahum.
okay, I didn't. Okay, here we go. Jeremiah 17:11. As the partridge sitteth on eggs and hatcheth them not, so he that gets riches and not by right shall leave them in the midst of his days, and at the end his end shall be a fool. I guess really the key is the partridge sitting on eggs.
Sitting on eggs. Alright.
Not that you have to use partridge eggs.
Or any other.
Right.
Remember that we did duck eggs not that long
That's
ago.
what we did.
Mhm.
So, alrighty. There you go.
And they go. Keep that together.
Alright. So, in the mixing bowl, we have Judges 5:25, Jeremiah 6:20, 1 Samuel 14:25, and Jeremiah 17:11 with those partridge eggs. So we're going to mix that. And then because we're going to be using Young Living essential oils for the spices, normally you would add the spices with the dry ingredients, but with the oils you want to put those in with the liquid.
Yep, with the wet
So
ingredients.
we are going to put those in, and let's see here. I'll read these off for you. Oh, okay, you're going to get it off.
Yeah,
Okay. So for cinnamon.
well, it doesn't say what the actual spices
No,
are.
that's true. It does say spices. So this is in 2 Chronicles. Okay. Yeah, these
That one's
are-
at the very end.
Okay. That's true. 2 Chronicles 9:9. And she gave the king 120 talents of gold. Now we don't use gold in this.
No.
And spices of great abundance, and precious stones. Neither were there any such spice as the Queen of Sheba gave Solomon. Wow. She was a wealthy woman.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to put in
some cinnamon bark.
Cinnamon bark.
We're going to put in some clove.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to put in some ginger.
Yes. So you can use these a lot of times. Now these are like between a quarter teaspoon, half teaspoon, and an eighth teaspoon. Usually you would put in like a stick in a toothpick and just swirl it in there. But we're going to go ahead and use 1 to 2 drops because
we have discovered in past recipes that we have done that the toothpick swirl just isn't enough flavor.
Right, at least for us.
Right.
For us. So we like a little bit more.
We like the spice.
So, okay.
Right.
So
cinnamon bark, and we decided to do 2 drops.
2 drops of that.
All right. So. What?
Ooh, but you want to make sure
Be
you
very careful. That was only 2, right?
Yes, it was. I think one might have dripped off here, but it wasn't in.
Okay.
So these are the Young Living Vitality line.
Yes.
So these can be.
And the clove is 1.
Yes, clove. Yes.
Because
that
clove is really strong.
Yeah, I think before it said 2 toothpick swirls, but we're. Oop, there it comes. There it is.
Yep.
Oops, there it is. We haven't been together for so long. It's so
been a
fun
long
to be
time.
back together. Between weather
I
and
tell you what,
sickness, it's just so much fun to be back
It is.
doing this video.
It is.
So, excuse our silliness today.
All right. Next is ginger, and we're going to go ahead and do a whole drop because it's kind of hard to measure half a drop.
Yes, 1 drop.
So.
It's hanging on.
There
There
it
it is.
All right.
So, we'll mix those in.
Go ahead and beat that in for a minute. Oh, I smell it.
Okay, trying to find Leviticus.
Oh,
Where's that at? So our next ingredient we're going to put in is we're going to put this in this.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move that over there.
So now you need.
So we're going to read Leviticus 2:13. In every oblation of thy meat offering shalt thou season with salt. Neither shalt thou suffer the salt of the covenant of thy God to be lacking from thy meat offering. With all thine offerings thou shalt offer salt. So salt,
Salt.
into Amos. Oh, let's see here. Where'd Amos?
You might want to read this one next. So we
Yeah,
can
that
go
would be.
that would
okay.
be
Yeah.
First Kings.
First Kings.
That's at the bottom. Yeah, right there.
Okay, First Kings, and that is First Kings 4:22 is our next ingredient. And Solomon's provision for one day was 30 measures of fine flour and 70 measures of meal.
There we go.
So flour,
Yeah, all-purpose flour.
and then we're gonna do
3.5 cups of it. Well, yeah, 3.5 cups.
Yes, 3.5 cups.
And we reserved half a cup for later.
Yes.
the
And
salt's
then
gonna go in the flour.
Salt, and that is Leviticus 2:13.
Yep.
And then we're going to put in Amos 4:5. Come here, Amos. Amos 4:5.
Mm-hmm.
And offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving with leaven, and proclaim and publish the free offerings. For this liketh you, O ye children of Israel, saith the Lord.
So leavening is baking powder in a cake.
Yes. All right. So, we're going to add this in, and Well, and then also too, we need to put in our, okay, yeah, with the milk.
Did I scare you?
No, I said the word.
Oh, you said the word.
I said the ingredient.
We're not good at this game.
Okay, so. All right, so Judges 4:19. Judges 4:19. And he said unto her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I am thirsty. And she opened a bottle of milk and gave him drink and covered him. So have you ever wondered why he wanted water and she gives him milk?
That is, I don't know.
Lots of questions.
Lots of questions.
Yeah. So we're going to mix this well.
So if any of you know the answer to that question, we would love to know.
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments below.
Yeah. Does anyone know that?
Yep. Mixing this up.
Mix that up good.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add the milk. Except I turn it down before I do.
Yes. So that's why the recipe, it says milk or water. Because, well, he wanted milk, but the woman wanted water and gave him milk.
Yep.
So we chose the milk because it would be more creamy.
Yeah. Ah! Tell you what, Joanne.
Oh, man.
Your low setting just...
Yeah, you almost got a shower with that.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. And that is 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel. Okay.
This looks like a pretty thick cake.
Yeah, it does. Although we have another half a cup of flour to go in.
Yeah, that's for the fruit.
But it's still,
Yeah.
it looks thick.
Looks like it's going to be good then.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. So our next scripture with our mystery ingredient is 1 Samuel 3:20. And they gave him a piece of cake of figs and 2 clusters of raisins. And when he had eaten, his spirit came again to him, for he had eaten no bread nor drunk any water for 3 days and 3 nights.
So, can you guess which ingredient is pertaining to that particular scripture? Because it
Actually,
mentions 2.
There's 2 ingredients. Okay.
But in this particular one, we're using raisins.
Yes.
I got a little bit of flour on my raisins.
Yeah, because
but they're going in flour anyway.
We have another one with the fig.
Yeah, the figs. The very mentioned figs. So
Yes. So the secret's out.
So this is 2 cups of raisins. It's going into half a cup of flour.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to coat the flour on them because that's a trick in baking so that your fruit doesn't sink in the batter to the bottom of your pan.
Okay, and then our next ingredient that will also go in there
Yep.
would be our figs.
Yep.
And that is Nahum 30, verse 12. All thy strongholds shall be like fig trees with the first striped figs.
First ripe figs. Right?
Well, it's together. It looks like first stripe. The
It's
words
first-
all together.
First ripe.
Okay, but it says stripe.
Well, yes, but yeah, it's also part of the word first.
First
Ripe figs.
It should be first fruit.
Well, yeah, whatever.
First fruit fig. Okay, so if they be shaken, they shall even fall into into the mouth of the eater. How about that? Can you imagine going to that tree, shaking it, and
No.
getting them in your mouth?
That'd be interesting.
Shake it, baby.
There's a lot of flour in here. That's going to go into the cake
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay, and then our
Then the last thing.
the last one then is number 17:8, and it came to pass that on the morrow Moses went into the tabernacle of witness, and behold, the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded, and brought forth buds and bloomed blossoms, and yielded
Almonds.
so.
All right.
That is our next and final ingredient.
I'm going to go ahead and add the figs and the raisins. We're just going to do it like a fold and use a mixer. And this is 2 cups of raisins, 2 cups of...
Take this here. I might need to get out some more butter.
So it's 2 cups of raisins, 2 cups of figs, and 1 cup of almonds chopped. Do a quick fold. Easier to fold this way than by hand.
Yeah, it is. Now, did you learn this in home ec to save your butter wrapper
No.
and to use that?
No.
See, look how nice that greases
does.
the pan. Yeah. That way that butter doesn't go
Oh, yeah,
waste.
this one has honey on it though.
Yeah, this should be good unless we need 2 pans because we weren't sure how much. It looks like it might take 2.
I think it is going to take 2.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you need 2 loaf-sized pans, 9 by 5 by 3, and you also need to preheat your oven to 325 degrees before you get started.
Yes, and
And this
done
cake
that.
is going to bake for 55 to 65 minutes, and then you let it cool completely for 2 hours. It says, but we'll probably eat ours warm.
Yeah.
I like warm cake.
Yes. Yeah. And I know some people they like wrapping it with like a cheesecloth or some kind of a cloth, and like with bourbon, and let it sit for a few days. Which that would be kind of
That'd give an interesting taste.
or maybe moonshine.
Well, you never know, because they did this up in the Appalachian Mountains.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm on a group with the Appalachian mountain folk, and it is a lot of times that's how they would do that. I don't
Your
know.
family's from the Appalachians, right?
Yeah, right at the foothill. They call it the foothills of the Appalachian. Yeah,
Right.
it is beautiful down there. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it down there. I love the people. Man, they're just so helpful and kind-hearted. At least my kinfolk are.
Okay. As you can see, the maid came.
Yeah, she just snuck right in here and cleaned up for us.
So we're now going to divide the batter up between these 2 cake pans.
And we did grease them.
Grease them with butter.
Yep.
So, this is one thick batter.
Yeah, I bet it's going to take a while to cook. Here, look.
It is. It's going to take about an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, that's thick.
I'm going to go ahead and start dividing it now.
Do you like tasting the batter?
I do.
I do too. I know you're not supposed to with the eggs, but
Oh, I do it all the time anyway.
I do too. And
Have all my life.
I've never gotten sick
Never
from
gotten
doing
sick.
that or eating cookie dough, raw cookie dough.
Yep. Now I make an edible cookie dough without the
Oh.
eggs,
That's right.
but
Delicious too.
I eat cookie dough with the eggs too.
Yeah. I think maybe that's what made my hair curly. I ate too many raw cookie doughs.
No, Joanne, you're gonna explain to me how that tastes.
I don't know, but just a thought. Meaning that I've eaten a lot of raw cookie dough in my lifetime.
Maybe that's why my hair is actually naturally curly. I straighten it out.
Oh, well, see? We got something in common.
Does that look about equal?
Yes, it does. Well, yeah, this one could have a little bit more.
Ain't much more in the
Yeah.
bowl, so
Yep.
I have to, like it's on the other hand.
Yeah, I'm excited to try this.
See, normally I'm not a fruitcake person, but this might actually be pretty good.
Yeah, I remember eating a fruit cake, the kind that you used to get in a can, like a tin.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, I was a kid and I did not like that. But this really, this sounds good. So,
It does.
and it's not been sitting around for who knows how many months.
Well, that's true
you
too.
know?
That's very true.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I got it pretty well divided. So, about almost full.
Yeah, both of them are.
Yep.
So when that rises,
It's going to rise
Yeah.
the dome up probably.
so alrighty.
Alright, so we're going to put this in a 325 degree oven for 55 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and we will be
Okay.
back later for the taste test.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yep. And here is our product after 3 days and 3 nights of baking.
Let me tell you, this thing took longer than
It did
an
longer.
hour.
Yes, it was closer to 2 hours.
Closer to 2 hours.
Yes, to bake. So
So,
clean and mine.
I don't know.
Hey.
Oh, there
Hey. Wow.
Oh, it stuck a little
Hey. Well, just a little bit. That's not too bad
Not too
after
bad.
all that. So.
bit. Let me try mine.
Oh.
Getting a sneak peek here.
It's good.
Alright.
There it goes. Hey.
Hey, that one came out clean.
Very good. Very good.
Alright, flip it back over. And now we're going to take a slice of it and do a taste test.
Here we go.
Oh wow.
No. There's a like a sauce that you can make.
Mm-hmm.
It's water and sugar and what else was it? Water, sugar. And they called it. I can't remember the name. Like the traditional name of it.
Jeremiah syrup?
Something like that.
There's some sort of syrup.
Yeah. Or you could always add.
Make your own glaze.
Yes. Powdered sugar.
Probably you can sprinkle powdered sugar on it. I personally might like some cream cheese frosting.
That sounds like really, really good.
So
yeah.
I want you guys to take a look at all that fruit inside.
Yes. And so we have our coffee.
Yeah, I gotta get mine.
Hey.
We have our coffee.
So,
We have our cake.
Yes.
Now
Our scripture cake.
the scripture cake.
The only thing I can think of is maybe with this cake why it took so long is it's teaching us patience.
Patience.
Yes. Patience.
I think the next time, if I make this again in the future, I'm not going to use a loaf pan.
Yes.
I think the
Yeah.
loaf pan is really thick and it
Very.
took longer to bake,
Yeah.
especially at 325 degrees.
Right.
And so
Yeah. Have a thinner.
I think I'll use more of a cake pan in the future.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
we'll see how it is.
So, okay. So
ready?
Mm-hmm. I would have put in some more oils
Mm-hmm.
to taste the cinnamon. And actually, on that recipe, I would probably, even if you use the dried spices,
Mm-hmm.
I would double
Mm-hmm.
what the recipe says.
This is also, I know this is called a cake,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more bready, like a quick bread.
Right. Maybe we should try it with butter.
Okay.
And then it should go on there to melt pretty good because it's really warm yet. Okay. Try to shave that off for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's more of a drier, like a bready,
Mm-hmm.
and not a cake.
You're right. It's more like a banana bread
Mm-hmm.
or a zucchini bread or something like that.
Yes. So, let's see how that tastes with some butter. Now I know a traditional fruit cake. A lot of people will put bourbon, wrap it for several days, and let it absorb bourbon.
Mm-hmm. That'd give it some flavor.
It would. Yeah. You might have to not drive after you ate a piece. So, all right.
I think I'm gonna take a smaller bite this time.
Yeah. It's better with butter.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's better with butter.
It is. That's really good.
Yeah, that
The,
helped.
the center is also a lot more moist than the outer part. I think 'cause we had to bake it for so long.
We had to bake it so long. That's
The
true.
outer edge has gotten a little bit more crispy than the middle.
Yeah, and that may be why it's not as moist as it should be.
Right. But it's really, really good, and you guys should try it.
And it was fun.
It was
You
a
know,
lot of
the-
fun, actually.
Yeah, of learning the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. So
Enjoy when you make it.
let us know if you guys make this for Easter,
Mhm.
and we will see you in the next video.
Bye.